So how the format is, we do chat. Chat is chapter a day. This word was coined by His Grace Vaisheshika Maharaj. Every day when we get up in the morning, what we do first thing? Scroll? Don't know, depends. Right? Depends. So we spend like 5-6 minutes in scrolling, seeing what things are, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is. So instead, we can spend 5 to 7 minutes on just reciting some verses from Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's considered as Bhagwan. I've discussed this many times. If you see in Bhagavad Gita, wherever Krishna is speaking, the word Bhagwan is used. Whenever I do this, I get scared. My voice is going again. And whenever the word, and for any other personality, Lord Shiva, Ganesh, Shukadev Goswami, Arjuna, the word, that word is used. Arjuna, Rudra Uvacha, or Shukadev Uvacha, or yeah. But for Krishna, the word Bhagwan is used. So in Bhagavad Gita is a very special book because these are the words spoken directly by Krishna. So when we read those verses which are spoken directly by Krishna, there's transformation to the heart. And that's why we spend like 5 to 7 minutes every day in reading some verses, some section of Bhagavad Gita. It is said that there are two kinds of cleanliness that we do in everyday life. One is external cleanliness and second is internal cleanliness. External cleanliness we do by bath, right? Obviously. I mean, it's not those days in hostel where once a week people should, right? So we take everyday bath. That is external cleanliness. And internal cleanliness is done by reciting verses of Bhagavad Gita because it cleanses our heart. Every day morning we realize what is my position? What is my position? Otherwise, we always think that, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm Indian, I'm American, I'm Mexican, I'm Spanish. All those kind of things we might think. Once we read Bhagavad Gita, we immediately realize that what is my position? I'm just a very minute personality and Krishna is supreme. And that remembrance is needed. That remembrance is needed for us to remain humble. So that's why we start with Bhagavad Gita. We try to complete the entire chapter, but because 11th chapter is big, we divide into 2 parts. So we do only second half we will do today. And then after that, we do 5 minutes kirtan. And after that, we start discussion. 8:30 sharp, we start prasadam. Oh, it's not. You got Bhagavad Gita? It's not there. Oh, it's not there. Can you check in this room? There are 4 boxes. If any of the box it has. Can you see now? Okay. So what we will do is we will recite from verse number 36. Okay, 36. So this is a section that we discussed last time. These are the prayers by Arjuna. We discussed last time that Arjuna offered some prayers to Krishna, and those are in all how many? 4 to 3 2, which is 4 plus 3 plus 2. 4 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2 is 6, 9, 11. 11 verses were spoken by Arjuna to Krishna in the form of prayers. That starts from verse number 36. So we'll do that 36 to 55. All the verses we'll read, and today we'll complete the rest of the section after 47 to 55. Okay. शायद नहीं मिला. Okay. I don't know. Okay. Everybody is able to see, no? Yeah, now it's better, no? Okay. We'll read these verses from 36 to 55. We do it together. So if Adina Krishna, you're able to see? Okay. Arjuna Vacha. We'll do it together. We'll do it together. Sthane Rishikesha Tava Prakritya Jagat Parishatyanurajitya Cha. Tongue twister. This is the father of all tongue twisters. Okay. Arvind, you're able to see? Are you able to see? No? No? Okay. You can see in the mobile otherwise. Rakshamsi bhitani disho dravanti sarve namasyanti cha siddha sangha kasmacha tena namiran mahatman gariyase brahmanopyadi katre ananta devesha jagan nivasa Tvamaksharam sat asattan param tyat Tvamadideva purusha puranas Tvamasya vishwasya param nidhanam Vetasi vedyam cha param cha dhama Tvaya tatam vishwamananta rupam Vayuryamognir varuna shashanka Prajapatistvam prapitamahascha Namo namaste stu sahasra kritva Punascha bhuyo namo namaste Namah purastad ataprishtataste Namostute sarvata eva sarva Ananta virya mita vikramasvam Sarvam samapno shikatosi sarva Sakheti matva prasabam yaduktam He Krishna He Yadava He Sakheti Ajanata mahimanam tavedam Maya pramadat pranayena vapi Yacchavaha sarthamasat kritosi Vihara shayya sanavojaneshu Eko tavapyachyutatat samaksham Takshamaye swam aham aprameyam Pitasi lokasya chara charasya Tvamasya puchyascha gurudariyan Natvat samostya vyadika tonyo Lokatrayapya pratima prabhava Tasmat pranamya pranidhaya kayam Prasadaye tvam aham ishamad idyam Piteva putrasya sakheva sakhyu Priya priyaya rasiteva sodhum Adrishta purvam rishitosmi drishtva Vayena cha pravyatitam namo me Tadeva me darshaya deva rupam Prasida devesha jagannivasa Kiritinam gadinam chakrahastam Ichchami tvam drashtum aham tathaiva Taneva rupena chaturbhujena Sahasra baho bhava vishwamurte. So these are the verses, 46. These are the verses by Arjuna praying to Krishna. We discussed this in length, I think 2 weeks back, 3 weeks back. Now these are verses by Bhagwan, by Krishna himself, till verse number 55. And these are the sections that we are going to discuss today. Shri Bhagwan Uvacha Maya Prasannena Tava Junedam Rupam Param Darshitam Atma Yogat Tejomayam Vishwamanantamadyam Yanme Tvadanyena Nadrishta Purvam Naveda Yagya Dayaye Nadane Nacha Kriyabhi Natapo Birugre Evam Rupa Shakya Aham Viloke Drashtum Tvad Anyena Guru Pravira Matevyatama Chavimurda Bhavo Drishtva Rupam Goramidram Mamedam Vyapeta Bhimrittamana Punastvam Tadeva Me Rupamidam Savasya. See Sanjay Uvacha. The word Sanjay is used, right? But for Krishna, the word Bhagavan is used. Ityarjunam Vasudevas Tatapva Swakam Rupam Darshayamas Bhuya Ashvasayamas Chabhitamenam Bhutva Puna Saumya Vapur Mahatma Arjuna Uvacha Drishvedamanusam Rupam Tava Saumyam Janardana Idanim Asmi Samvritta Sacheta Prakritim Gata Shri Bhagwan Uvacha Sudurdasham Idam Rupam Drishtavanasi Yanmama Devapyasya Rupasya Nityam Darshana Kamshina Naham Vedena Tapasa Nadanena Nachejaya Shakya Evam Vido Drashtum Drishtavanasi Mam Yatha Bhaktya Tananyaya Shakya Aham Evam Vido Arjuna Yatum drashtum cha tatvena pravishtum cha parantava. This is the most important verse of entire Bhagavad Gita. It is considered as the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Mat karma krit mat parmo mad bhakta sangavarjita nirvaira sarva bhuteshu yasa mameti pandava. So if you see, initially when we were reading the verses, it was long. Those are known as trishtu, the meter. Like when we Bollywood songs, Hollywood songs, they have certain meters, right? Similarly, Sanskrit verses have some meters. Bhagavad Gita is primarily have only 2 meters, Anushtup and Trishtup. So the long verses that you see is Trishtup. And these verses, Mat Karmakrit, Mat Parmo, Mat Bhakta Sangarshita, these are Anushtup. Exactly 32 syllables, 8 syllables each in every quadrant. So 8 into 4, 32. And which is the famous verse that you know, which is exactly 32 syllables? Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Exactly 8 syllables in every quadrant into 4. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So like that. And these are all verses in Anushtup. Most of the verses in Bhagavad Gita is Anushtup. Especially the 11th chapter has a lot of Trishtup because Arjuna was so much in awe and reverence seeing that entire Viswaroopa of Krishna. We'll discuss that. So what we'll quickly do is now we'll do small kirtan and then we'll start our session. So you'll do kirtan? You can do? Huh? You want to? You'll play? Yeah. Okay, you can do kirtan. Okay. You'll do kirtan? We met Adinath Krishna Prabhu. I think it was which year? 2020. It was Christmas time, 25th December. Lord Jesus mercy. We were in Santa Cruz doing book distribution. Me, Manjari, and Malini Mataji. Some of you might know her. And we met him in the evening. I think it was before COVID, BC. I think it was 2019, 2018. And we met him and he took Bhagavad Gita. The next day, Sunday, he came for the class. And after 1 week, I saw him shaven head. And he took up Krishna consciousness so nicely. Then he took shelter initiation from His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. So we see that how Bhagavad Gita can transform the heart. The only thing that we can do is, if we see anyone, the way we can transform their life is by giving copy of Bhagavad Gita. Now Prabhu does every day. He goes to place, universities, and he give out books, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Science of Civilization. So what we get, the fortune, we should share with others. Thank you, Prabhu. I think one thing that I did good in my life was that day I was present on Santa Cruz downtown. Yeah. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Samudaya Namaste Saraswati Gauram Charan Pashrishtarane Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gauram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hello. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram,
Rama
Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. No, after a long time, I'm did a kirtan. Okay. So now what we'll do is whenever we start any spiritual literature reading, we should take blessings from the teachers who have painfully or with lot of efforts they have put down in disciplic succession these literatures. If you see Srila Prabhupada who has written the commentary on this book, and before that his guru, it has come in disciplic succession, and that's the reason what we are getting the Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, this literature which was spoken 5,000 years back could have easily been lost or would have been misprint or something, right? But being able to preserve this literature even after 5,000 years, right? It takes a lot of efforts. Our journal only, I remember 4 years I did my bachelor's, and after that I had a subject where I had to do a project. I had like 4 people come together and do a project. I don't even know where this book now. I took so much effort. I put like 2 months of effort in writing that entire book, right? So, but this book, if you see, it was so important for entire world, entire universe, and that's why the teachers, spiritual teachers, have with a lot of efforts, with the blessings of Krishna, they've preserved this literature, and for that we have to thank them and also take their blessings. Correct? Before exam, how we take blessings from our parents, from our teachers. Similarly, so in Sanskrit, this the way of taking blessings is known as Mangalacharan, something which can invoke auspiciousness. So what we are going to do is sing some verses of Mangalacharan. It's in the introduction of Bhagavad Gita, and after that we'll start our session. Which one cast? It feels like you're casted. Let's see. Now? Now? Okay, nobody should touch anything now. Yeah. See, that's why the best thing that I learned in my engineering world is if nothing works, restart. Right? Today, something was breaking, and I had no clue what is happening. I just told restart the server and don't touch it. After that, it worked. Okay, so we'll start the Mangalacharan prayers. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadartikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Saganar Nathanutam Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Vishnadevam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishwabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarudhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namo Vishnu Krishna Vishnu Vishnu Radha. Namo Vishnu Krishna Vishnu Vishnu Radha. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauram Vicharini Vishisham Shadeshta. Upam Prabhu Vachana Pangulangai Tegi Nitya Pata Om Shri Guru Paramanand. There is one book, Bhagavad Gita, if someone wants. Yeah, Prabhu, I think that will be helpful. Yeah, I think it is there, but Prabhu has it. Huh? Yes, Prabhu. Okay, so till last time, okay, let's revise from the start of Bhagavad Gita. The entire Bhagavad Gita is divided into how many parts? 3 parts, correct? The first 6 talks about Karma Yoga. Last 6 talks about Jnana Yoga. And the middle 6 talks about Bhakti Yoga. And that's why these 6 chapters, 7 to 12, is the most important chapters of the entire Bhagavad Gita. Okay. And now we are in 11, 12 chapters, almost ending the Bhakti Yoga section. Right. And just as a quick thing, why this Bhagavad Gita was spoken? Because Arjuna said, suddenly Arjuna saw in the battlefield his relatives and he realized that I don't want to fight. Why? He gave 5 reasons. What are those 5 reasons? CEFDI. This is how you can remember if you want. CEFDI. See, when I was a child, no, this is how I used to remember all the exam papers and all. So C is compassion. He felt compassion that if I kill all these people, then what is the point? Like that. I mean, you feel compassion, right? Killing animals. So he felt that why should I kill all these people? So compassion. E was enjoyment. Enjoyment means if I kill my relatives, with whom will I enjoy? Because see, you earn all this to show off. I have this building, I have this, that. So you want to enjoy with. Imagine nobody is there in your life. Then whom will you enjoy with? Correct? So let's say your wife is not there, kids is not there. No, you're alone and you have tons and tons of money. What will you do? Correct? So enjoy. With whom will you enjoy? So CEF. He was fearing that he will incur some sinful reactions because every action has a equal and opposite reaction. So he was fearing that also. D is destruction of family tradition, because in that other side was Bhishmadev, Dronacharya, Kripacharya. Such great personalities were there, and wherever there is war, there will be some killing also. And if the elderly people, if they are not there, then who will teach us the tradition? Because without them, we don't know the tradition. So tradition will break. If tradition will break, then Krishna explains that unwanted progeny will come. Because, like for example, if suppose you want to give a birth to a child, there's some sanskaras which are done. And one of the samskara before giving birth to a child is Garbhadan samskar. So like after give birth to a child, there's another samskar. There's a set of samskaras throughout the life that a person goes through. Anyways, so like that, if there are no elderly people, then who will teach us a tradition? So destruction of family tradition. And because of all this, he was indecisive. He was completely feeling that I don't know what to do. Kya kare ki na kare? I was like, he was completely feeling that confusion in his heart. And that led to he decided that I don't want to fight. And he puts down his weapons. Imagine Arjuna, he was the like Sachin Tendulkar of cricket team. And if he says, I'm not going to bat, so how will it feel? No? I mean, sorry, that time only I used to watch. Now, I don't know who is the new Sachin. But the point is, he was the main guy. Then Krishna starts speaking from second chapter. First thing that he says is, Arjuna, understand, you are not this body, you are the spirit soul. That's where the Bhagavad Gita starts. Second chapter actually. First chapter is only Rona Dhona by Arjuna. Arjuna is just saying that I don't want to fight this, that, sometimes it happens, right? I remember when long back a guy came to temple. He was not getting job. So when you don't get something and when you are very sad, you become very philosophical. So he was saying the same thing, that I read Bhagavad Gita, kya rakha hai life mein? जॉब भी मिल नहीं रही है, फायदा क्या, जॉब मिल भी जाए, even if I get job, then what will happen? So I thought, this guy is pakka, I mean, he's, qualified to. So I introduced him with some devotees and all. And he said, yeah, I'll start chanting. What is this life? Nothing of. And then 2 weeks back, after 2 weeks after that, he got job. He moved to LA, never picked up my phone. So the point is, till the time, things are not well, then you become very philosophical. So Arjuna was thinking that what is the point of killing this, that? And then Arjuna starts, then teach. Krishna thinks that this is the right time to explain him the essence of the life. So he starts, the basic thing he says is, you have to understand you're not this body or the spirit. So forget about kinsmen, this, that. First thing you have to understand, you're not this body. It's called the Spirituality 101 course. Basic thing is to understand you're not this body, spirit, soul. And that's why second chapter starts with that. In that 10th chapter, Krishna very emphatically, he explains what is his position in this universe, right? 10.8, 10.9, 10.10, 10.11. It is considered as Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita explained in 4 verses. If you cannot understand anything about the Bhagavad Gita, full time you don't have, and at least that 4 verses, 10.8, 10.9, 10.10, 10.11, one should go through. And in that first verse, 10.8, Krishna is saying, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo. Krishna is saying, Aham, I, Sarvasya Prabhavo. I am pervading everywhere. Everything exists in me. Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo. Mata Sarvam Pravartate. Iti Patma Bhajate Mam. Whoever understands this, Matva Bhajante Mam, Buddha. He is Buddha. He is an intelligent person. And Manu doesn't understand, then he is Buddhu. Correct. So he's Buddhu. Right? Buddhu means a foolish person. But to one who understands, he is Buddha. Iti matva bhajantimam Buddha bhava samanvita. He becomes an intelligent person, one who understands that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's a very big statement, right? Saying that I am Lord, I'm the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So then someone might question, Are bol raha hai? But he really does, he is supreme, right? So Arjuna, then in 11th chapter, he says, I want to see that universal form of yours, that entire Viswaroopa, that Viswaroopa, I want to see. Why he says, Acharya explained, he is convinced, because in the first verse itself, 11th chapter, first verse, he is saying that Moha, any illusion that I had, Krishna, everything is dispelled. I have completely understood that you are Supreme Personality of Godhead and what is my position. But then Acharya explained, then why is he asking? He's asking for people in general because they might question. So then Arjuna is asking on behalf of the general public that please show me your Virat Roop. Because if someone says I am God, then Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport that you should immediately say, then show your Virat Roop. So Arjuna asks is, show me your Virat Roop. And then we say that, then Krishna shows an entire Virat Roop. Where Arjuna is saying that Bhishma, Drona, everyone is getting into the mouth of their Virat Roop and getting crushed. So Arjuna is already understanding that even if I don't fight, still they are going to die. And Krishna then tells to Arjuna, become Nimitta Matram, Bhave Sabyasachi. Ho Sabyasachi. You can become Nimitta Matra. You can win the glory if you participate in this battlefield. Anyways, they are going to die because they are taking the side of Adharma. But if you participate, you will win the glory. So it is a chance to dance. Basically, it is a chance to win this glory. It tells to Arjuna indirectly. And Arjuna seeing all this, seeing the Virat Roop. Imagine suddenly you're seeing the Viswaroopa, right? That he was very excited initially, but then when he started seeing that Kala Roop, that people getting crushed, blood, everything, then he got really scared. And then he starts praying to Krishna. That's what we discussed last time. Verse number 36 to verse number 46. 4, 2, 3, 2. The entire that prayer section is divided into 4 parts. And the acronym was pray, P-R-A-Y. The first 4 verses, and we can understand if you want to pray to Krishna, how should we start? We should not start by saying, give me this, give me that. No, we should first glorify. We should always glorify Krishna. So those are the 4 verses that where Arjuna is glorifying Krishna or pleasing, the word P, pleasing Krishna by uttering some glorifying words. Second is you should offer respecting, that is offering obeisances. Arjuna immediately starts offering obeisances to Krishna in 2 verses. which is 36, 37, 38, 39, 14, 41. These are two verses where Arjuna is offering obeisances, or you can think of respecting. Then he's asking for apologies, things where he has screwed up. One of the things he has screwed up was he used to take Krishna very lightly. Oh Yadav, hey Sakyati. He used to talk very casually with Krishna. But now he understood, man, this guy is not an ordinary person, right? So he said, sorry, you know. Sometimes it happens, no? We are talking very casually to, let's say, to some person, then we realize he is the CEO of the company. And then, you know, we become little. So like that. So Arjuna understood that this guy is the supreme personality of Godhead. So he's asking for forgiveness. I might have spoken very casually to you. Sometimes, you know, they both used to, like how we sometimes, brother and sister, they both hit each other with legs like that. So Arjuna used to sometimes keep his leg on Krishna's feet and say, massage me. Like that Arjuna used to say. And Krishna used to massage also. Right? Because Krishna is Bhavagrai Janardana. He is looking for love. So Arjuna was now he's offering, he's saying, sorry, you know, mistake. I made a mistake. So that's it. So pleasing, first 4 verses, then 2 verses, respecting. Then 3 verses, apologizing. And final 2 verses, he's yearning. Now he's requesting what he wants. And what he's asking for, he's asking, show me that 400 form of yours, which is so popular. That is Lord Vishnu form, Narayan form. When Krishna appeared in the womb of Devaki, first thing that Krishna showed to Devaki was a 400 form. And Devaki said to Krishna, that it is very nice, you are Lord Narayan, but I cannot share my Vatsalya ras with you in that form. It's hard. Imagine CEO is there, mother, it might be a little difficult, right? So she says, please come back to that simple human form. Then he immediately transforms into a baby. That's why you will see sometimes in Krishna book, you can see where Devaki is taking darshan of Krishna, there is a child and there is also 400 form of Krishna, that is Viswaroopa. So like that, Krishna is also going to show Arjuna the 400 form of Krishna. And then after that, he will say, now show me 200 form, like that. So that is the verses from verse number 47 to 55. And these verses are why it's very, very important. It talks about, if you see, Arjuna got a chance to see the Virat Roop, to see the 400 form, to see the 200 form. But it's very rare darshan. The word used here, somewhere it will be there. Sudur darshanam. Okay, come. Yes, we'll see. There is a verse that will come. Sudur darshanam. It means that it's very, very rare to get that kind of darshan, which Arjuna got. And Krishna, in the last verse, will explain how you can get qualified to see that form of Krishna. So that we'll see at the end. Now we'll start from verse number 47. We'll go slowly every verse. Okay. So these verses are Trishtu, long verses. So now what we'll do is I'll recite and you can repeat. Okay, one quadrant each. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Maya prasannena tavarjunedam. Rupam param darshitam atma yoga. Tejomayam vishwamananta rupadyam. Yanme tvat anyena na drishta purvam. Yeah. So if you see here, okay, let's click on the verse noted. Oh, okay. Someone get the translation. So where is that mic? It's not. It will.
Son of God had said, my dear Arjuna, happily have I shown you by my internal potency the supreme universal form within the material world. No one before you has ever seen this primal form, unlimited and full of glaring effulgence.
Yeah. So now, one very important thing is Bhagavan. What does Bhagwan means? Bhaga means opulence. One who possesses all the opulences. There are 6 opulences: wealth, strength, fame, beauty, like renunciation, like that knowledge. Yeah, 6 ho gaye na? Yeah. So like there are 6 opulences. One who possesses in full is known as Bhagavan. There is Dhanavan. Dhanavan means one who has wealth in full. Bhagyavan, one who has fortune the most. Right? Agavan, one who is full of sins. So it is said that an Agavan, if he wants to become Bhagyavan, he has to connect with Bhagavan. He is Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Bhagavan is saying that, oh Arjuna, this form that you are able to see is very, very rare to get it. Yeah, it's very rare. And we can understand. And one thing, before that, he's saying here is no one has seen this form before. But we see in Mahabharata, Duryodhana sees that form. Correct? When Krishna comes as Shantidut, peace messenger, in the assembly and tells that you please give only 5 villages for the 5 Pandavas, and I can convince them that they will not have a fight. But then Duryodhana says that, what about 5 villages? I'll not even give 1 needle worth of space, right? And then Krishna tells that, then be ready for the war. And then Duryodhana becomes so angry, he tells that capture this peace messenger. You should never, one of the rules of war and battles is you should never capture a peace messenger. That was the rule. But we see that Duryodhana again was breaking the rules. And that's why it is so important to read the Shastras as it is, and not when we see the serial and all. I remember once long back, my sister came from school and she told my mother that I read we used to read Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata, and Ramayana a lot during childhood. And she told my mother that today I read a new chapter in Bhagavad Gita in Hindi book. In Hindi book, there was a new chapter. It was known as Duryodhan Suryodhan hai. You understood? Duryodhan Suryodhan. It means that Duryodhan is not such a bad guy. He's actually a good guy. And the entire chapter was explaining how he's a good guy. And my mother immediately said that don't read such chapters. Just skip this chapter. Why? Because there are always demonic personality who will always try to give excuses for the demonic things that the other party is doing. Right? So person might say, oh, Duryodhan, he was bichara, this, that. But actually he was a very demonic person. Imagine what did Krishna say? Just give 5 villages. Right? And Duryodhana was so much full of pride and envy that he said, I will not give. Right? Even during when he lost everything, and what Pandavas got, they got Khandav forest. Khandav forest is like Sahara desert. Nothing is there. Right? It was like that. And he got Indraprastha, the best. And what they got was Khandav forest. And still, then Pandavas converted into a beautiful palace. And then Duryodhana wanted that also. So that's the nature of envy, hatred. So, yeah. And that's why we should understand that we should read Shastras, not by watching some television, because they will always show some concocted or their personal agenda. Anyways, so here we see that, so that time, Krishna showed his universal form. But as Acharya explained, when he was about to get captured by Duryodhana, Acharya explained that that form was not complete. It was a partial universal form. But this form, what Arjuna was seeing, was complete form. And that's why it is said that no one before has seen this primal form, unlimited and full of glaring effulgence. Okay, we can read the purport. Hey, Mataji, you can read. Everybody is able to hear? Okay.
Upon his devotee Arjuna showed his universal form, full of effulgence and opulence. This form was glaring like the sun, and its many faces were rapidly changing. Krishna showed this form just to satisfy the desire of his friend Arjuna. This form was manifested by Krishna through his internal potency, which is inconceivable by human speculation. No one had seen this universal form of the Lord before Arjuna. But because the form was shown to Arjuna, other devotees in the heavenly planets and other planets in the outer space could also see it.
Yeah, see, this is so important. they were not qualified to see the universal form of Krishna. But because of Arjuna's, because of Arjuna was able to see, they also got a chance. And that's why this is another thing that is again and again explained throughout the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Should try to associate with devotees. We might not be qualified to get darshan of Krishna, but a pure devotee, if you are taking association of him or her, because of him or his mercy, he might also get some mercy. And that's why it is again, every lecture I say this. Try to attend Sunday feast when Vaishika Maharaj is there. Next Sunday, we will have His Holiness Indradina Swami Maharaj, hopefully coming for the Sunday feast. I know this say great Vaishnavas come, especially Vaishika Prabhu, because he's more available as a temple president in ISV. Should try to attend his classes. Because when these devotees speak, they have a lot of potency in increasing faith in Krishna in our heart. If I keep speaking, it might make some difference, but not completely. Because I also don't have that purity. What great Vaishnavas like Vaishika Maharaj, Indranand Swami Maharaj is coming next week. So this kind of personality, Srila Prabhupada, right? Imagine he had the potency to convert drunkards, pure drunkards, right? Only they used to do his drinking into great Vaishnavas. Right? Imagine that potency that great Vaishnavas have. And same thing, Arjuna, he was qualified to see the form. Why? Because he was a pure devotee of the Lord. He said in 4th chapter, Krishna is saying that because you are my dear friend and you are a devotee, Bhakta, my devotee, that's why I'm telling this truth about Bhagavad Gita to you. Right? And here again is saying they were not qualified. Those devatas and all, they were not qualified. But because of Arjuna, they also got the chance to see Krishna. That's why we should always try to take association. That's why Sadhu Sangha, I always say, when a Sadhu Sangha, it was so nice. Imagine there are 12, so many Vaishnavas. 5,000 Vaishnavas were assembled there. And in one unison, they were all chanting the Hare Krishna. Imagine the potency of that home. Frozen Creek, that place became so holy. Such great Vaishnavas were assembled. Sachinanda Swami Maharaj, so many. We should try to take this association. Yeah. So go ahead. So
They had not seen it before, but because of Arjuna, they were also able to see it. In other words, all the disciples, devotees of the Lord, could see the universal form which was shown to Arjuna by the mercy of Krishna. Someone had commented
we discussed this, right?
that this form was shown to Duryodhana also when Krishna went to Duryodhana to negotiate for peace. Unfortunately, Duryodhana did not accept the peace offer, but at that time, Krishna manifested some of his universal form. But those forms are different from this one shown to Arjuna. It's clearly said that no one can ever seen this form.
So here is saying that, and Krishna is the potency. He can show the form that he wants to show. Correct? If you see to Hiranyaksha, he showed the form of Varahadev. Correct? To Hiranyakashipu, he showed the form of Narsimhadev. So Krishna has he can decide what he wants to show to the jivas. Right? So in this case, Arjuna asked for it, and to the future to come, he wanted to show his full universal form. That's what Krishna showed the darshan. Okay, so here he's saying that you cannot see the form just by doing some rituals or doing some donation. You need to have bhakti. Na veda yajya dayane na dane na cha kriya bhe na tapo virugre evam rupa shakya aham riloke drashtum tvadanena guru pravira. Again, Guru Pravira is Krishna, Arjuna. You can do the translation. Who is next? You can read Prabhu. Rishabh, right? Rishabh.
For best of the Guru warriors, no one before you has ever seen this universal form of mine. For neither by studying the Vedas, nor by performing sacrifices, nor by charity, nor by pious activities, nor by severe penances, can as be seen in this form with the material world.
Yeah. So, like for example, this is important. Why? Because one might read the Vedas, read the scriptures, and think that no, the crux should be, why am I reading the scriptures? Is it to understand Krishna more? Is it to increase my meditation on Krishna. If that is there, then yes. But otherwise, if just for mental speculation, then you might not be able to see Krishna. That's what this word is saying. Similarly, pious activities. Why are we doing? Oh, so that I can enjoy the heavenly kingdom. Is the reason for pious activities? Or is it because solely for Krishna's pleasure? Similarly, charity. Why are we doing charity? So that my name can come on the placard. Is that the reason for doing charity? Or again, for Krishna's pleasure? So that's what is the question. You can read the purport as well.
The divine vision, this connection should be clearly understood. Who can have divine vision? Divine means godly. Unless one attains the status of divinity as a demigod, you cannot have divine vision. And what is a demigod? It is stated in the Vedic scriptures that those who are devotees of Lord Vishnu are demigods. Vishnu Bhaktas, but
Smrito Daiva. Smrito Daiva.
those who are atheistic, that is, who do not believe in Vishnu, or who recognize only the impersonal part of Krishna as a supreme, cannot have the divine vision. It is not possible to decry Krishna and at the same time have the divine vision. One cannot have the divine vision without becoming divine. In other words, those who have divine vision can also see like Arjuna. The Bhagavad Gita gives the description of the universal form. Although the description was unknown to everyone before Arjuna, now one can have some idea of the Viswaroopa after this incident. Those who are actually divine can see the universal form of the Lord, but one cannot be divine without being a pure devotee of Krishna. The devotees, however, who are actually in the divine nature and who have divine vision are not very much interested in seeing the universal form of the Lord. As described in the previous verse, Arjuna desired to see the four-handed form of Lord Krishna as Vishnu, and he was actually afraid of the universal form.
Yeah, we'll pause here. We go to the next verse. Yeah. So here again, same thing is mentioned that there is one more point that I wanted to say. Yeah, I'll just read this. The followers of the pseudo incarnation, because there are so many people who say I'm the incarnation of Vishnu. Right? So for this they are saying, may say that they have also seen the transcendental incarnation of God, the universal form. But that is unacceptable because it is clearly stated here that unless one becomes a devotee of Krishna, one cannot see the universal form of God. So one first of all has to become pure devotee of Krishna. How one can become, that is mentioned in the last verse of this chapter. This is verse number 55 that we will see. Then he can claim that he can show the universal form of God of what he has seen. A devotee of Krishna cannot accept false incarnations of or followers of false incarnations. Okay, we'll go to the next verse, then we'll discuss this more. Yeah, one thing is mentioned here, impersonal form of the Lord. What is that? We have discussed this before also. Bhagwan can be understood in three ways. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagwan iti shabdate. First is impersonal form. Impersonal form means the spiritual light that comes out of the spiritual world. There are some organizations in India which tells that close your eyes, they will have a bulb, and they will say that when you close your eyes, just meditate on that bulb, on the light, spiritual light. Correct? I had gone through that organization also. Finally, I reached. It's gone. So that is also one way of form of Krishna. That's impersonal form. Impersonal form means that which has no personality. It's impersonal, light, spiritual light. Above that is Paramatma within the heart of every jiva. That's known as technical word that is used is Kshirodakshay Vishnu. In every heart, there is Atma and there is Paramatma. Atma is the jiva. Paramatma is form of Vishnu, which is Kshirodakshay Vishnu. So there are three categories of Vishnu. One is the super soul of all the universes combined. That is known as Karanadakshay Vishnu. Then the super soul in every universe. There is Garbhodakshay Vishnu. And third is super soul in every jiva. And that is Kshirodakshay Vishnu. Right? So, yeah. Wait, why was I saying this thing? What was I? Impersonal form. Thank you for impersonal form. Above that is Paramatma. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavan. Third, above that is Paramatma is Bhagavan, which is Krishna himself. Iti Shabda. So Krishna or Bhagavan can be understood in three forms. Impersonal form, Paramatma, but the highest is person. Think of it. Would you prefer to talk to your mother in person or via phone? In person, right? You will be able to have that Tadati Pratigranati, correct? Not just some hollow impersonal form. So similarly, the best way to serve Krishna is when he's a person, right? So that's how. So that is the highest form. And that's why when we are doing impersonal, we will feel some emptiness in the sense of not complete. But when we are dealing with the personal form of Krishna, and we are serving him in the form of deities in temple, or in the form of when we are serving the Vaishnavas who are representative of Krishna, then it is easier to serve. And that's what this verse is telling. Okay, we'll go to the next verse. What is the time? Oh, we have only 30 minutes. Okay, so we'll continue. Mate vyathama cha vibhuda bhavo. Mate vyathama cha vibhuda bhavo. Drishtva rupam ghoramitran mamedam. Vyapeta bhipit pritamana punasvam. Tad eva me rupamidam prapashya. Okay, if you want to know which chapter it is 11th chapter, verse number 49. I don't know which page it is. Maybe one who has opened can 462. So there you can see this. Okay, Ekantika. There is a verse in Bhagavad Gita that says Ekantika Hare Bhakti. With one pointed attention, you should focus on Krishna. So that Ekantika means focused. Okay, translation.
You have been heard of this horrible feature of mine. Now let it be finished. My devotee, be free again from all disturbances. With a peaceful mind, you can now see the form of desire.
Right. So now he's saying you asked for that universal form. So he was thinking, excitement, right? I'm going to see that. But that thrilling vision turned into chilling vision. Suddenly he started seeing a lot more things and he got scared. So Krishna is telling, just consoling him. Let it be finished. See nicely, be satisfied. And now I will show you what you asked for, which is 400 form. That's what this verse is saying.
In the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna was worried about killing Bhishma and Drona.
Right, we discussed this, right? He was discussing destruction of family tradition because all these personalities will be killed. Correct? Yeah.
His worshipful grandfather and master. But Krishna said that he need not be afraid of killing his grandfather. When the sons of Dhritarashtra tried to bestow Draupadi in the assembly of the Kurus, Bhishma and Drona were silent, and for such negligence of duty they should be killed. Krishna showed his universal form to Arjuna just to show him that these people were already killed for their unlawful action. That scene was shown to Arjuna because devotees are always peaceful and they cannot perform such horrible actions. The purpose of the revelation of the universal form was shown. Now Arjuna wanted to see the four-armed form, and Krishna showed him. A devotee is not much interested in the universal form, for it does not enable one to reciprocate
loving feeling. When you see that everything is there, then what will you offer? And that's why one tries to connect with Krishna in 5 rasas that we have discussed. Madhurya, then Vatsalya, Sakhya, Dasya, and finally Shantaras. So like there are 5 rasas. Yes, we'll not go into that. Maybe next time we can discuss that. But in order to serve Krishna, there should be some relationship and there should be some way of serving. Right? If it's a universal form or impersonal form, then there's no way. But when he's coming as a form of deity, then we can serve him by offering him some bhoga, and then whatever he eats, we can have it as prasadam, by dressing the deities, by serving the Vaishnavas. So like that we can serve him. Yeah.
Or he wants to see the two-handed Krishna form, so that he can reciprocate in loving service with the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Right. So that's how Mother Yashoda was having the relationship with Krishna, the two-handed form of Krishna. Right. Imagine he was in the Narayan. And he's not asking anything to Mother Yashoda. He's just producing left, right, center. And Mother Yashoda will say, how will I, right? So that's why now Krishna here is crying in Vrindavan and he's saying, Mother Yashoda, I need some milk. Please give me the milk, right? And Mother Yashoda is running like this, right, in that photo. So that's how you are in a loving relationship with Krishna, right? In the personality form. Okay, we'll go to the next verse. Now Sanjay is speaking. Ityarjunam vasudevastatoktva Junam vasudevastatoktva swakam pam darshayamasa bhuya ashvasayamasa cha bhitamenam punarsomya vapur mahatma. Okay. You will read? Oh, Hari Bol. Go ahead. Or even touch kiya. Okay. No, this only I touched it. You should never touch. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram. Oh, I think my laptop also is not showing anything. Okay, we can take that books. So everyone can take. Who doesn't have? Someone can give it to me also. Can you give those books? Oh, yeah. Verse number 50, right? Oh, it came. Are you able to see? Yeah.
It came back.
No, but you.
Yeah. Sanjay felt it with Rashtra. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, having spoken thus to Arjuna, displayed his real four-armed form, and at last showed his two-armed form, thus encouraging the fearful Arjuna.
Yeah, go ahead. You can read the purport.
When Krishna appeared as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki, he first of all appeared as four-armed Narayana. But when he was requested by his parents, he transformed.
Yeah, we discussed this, right? Four-armed Narayana and then.
Into an ordinary child in appearance. Similarly, Krishna knew that Arjuna was not interested in seeing a four-handed form. But since Arjuna asked to see this four-handed form, Krishna also showed him this form again, and then showed himself in his two-handed form.
Right? We save the best for the last. Right? We say like that, right? Best for the last. So similarly, first he showed the universal form. Then Arjuna wanted to show to the entire general public that he is also the Vishnu himself. He is Narayan. So he showed the 200 form. He asked for 400 form. And he said, please come to the original form. Right? That is 200 form, which is eternally in Golok Vrindavan as a part of the spiritual world.
The word Saumya Vapuhu is very significant. Saumya Vapuhu is a very beautiful form. It is known as the most beautiful form. When he was present, everyone was attracted simply by Krishna's form. And because Krishna is the director of the universe, he just banished the fear of Arjuna, his devotee, and showed him again his beautiful form of Krishna. Right? This is very important. Beautiful form. Krishna, the word Krishna means one who is all attractive. All attractive. This is a very famous story. I think I've told this before about a personality. So once one of the deity of Krishna was out. I don't know what it is called, I forgot. The main deity is there in the temple, and then there is deity that comes out. There is a specific name for it. Names I'm forgetting. Utsav Murti. Who said that? Yeah, anyways, Utsav Murti. So Utsav Murti was out. If you see in our temple also, we have Radha Krishna, then we have also small, so it's called Utsav Murti. Because we cannot take that Radha Krishna outside. So we take Utsav Murti. So like that. So once Utsav Murti was out on giving darshan to everyone, and that time there was one person who was continuously looking at a female. Continuously his focus was on that female. So when some of the devotees saw that, they got very angry that Lord himself has come out and this guy is busy looking at a woman. So then the devotees took this person to Srila Ramanujacharya. People have heard about Ramanujacharya. He took him to Ramanujacharya.
and said that this person is so sinful, so papi, that Krishna himself has come out as Utsamurti, but he's busy watching at a girl. So Ramacharya asked this person that, why you were looking at that girl with rapt attention? So he said, because she is so beautiful. He said like that, so beautiful. So then Ramacharya said, what if I showed you someone who is even more beautiful than her? Then what will you do? And I'll keep seeing at that person. Because he was so, fallen personality. So he said, okay, come with me, Ramacharya told. And then he took him to Ranganath. And Ranganath is considered the most beautiful. The Saumya, when I heard this Saumya, I was remembering that pastime. And as soon as that person saw Ranganath is like lying on the Shesha and like this, in that form. His heart transformed. And then he took shelter of Ramacharya, became his disciple. I forgot the name of that personality, but the point is, Krishna is so attractive. If you come to ISV temple, when you see Krishna, so nicely dressed by great Vaishnavas, your heart will be transformed. So that's why. So Krishna is very, very beautiful. When you see that beautiful form, our heart transforms. That's why we should come to temple. We should take darshan of Krishna. Okay, go ahead. Who was reading? Yeah, go ahead, Mataji. This is very important words. How can you see Krishna? Your eyes should be anointed, not with mascara, but with love. Premanjana, Anjana, your eyes are anointed with love. So poetic, right? Then you can see Krishna with that eyes filled with love. Bhakti.
Only a person whose eyes are smeared of love can see the beauty of Krishna.
We have still to discuss how to develop that love. That we'll see after 3 more verses. Here's the climax, best for the last. So that last verse, Krishna will say what you should do. Somehow this is not supporting me. Okay, we'll go to the 51st verse. Okay, Arjuna Vacha Drishtvedam Manusham Rupam Tava Somyam Janardana Idani Masmi Samvritta Sacheta Prakritim Gata. Okay, so who is reading? Go ahead.
When Arjuna thus saw Krishna in his original form, he said, O Janardhan, seeing this human-like form so very beautiful, I am now composed in mind, and I am restored to my original nature.
Right? Now it is human-like form, which is two-handed form, Arjuna is saying. And Acharya explained that sometimes we see that human-like form and we get bewildered that this Krishna is an ordinary person. Right? But when we read Shastras, then we understand what is the position of Krishna. He is the supreme personality of Godhead. He is Bhagavan. Go ahead.
Here the words Manusam Rupam clearly indicate the
Manusham Rupa. Manusha is human-like Rupa form.
Clearly indicate the supreme personality of Godhead to be originally human. Those who deride Krishna as if he were an ordinary person are shown here to be ignorant of his divine nature. If Krishna is like an ordinary human being, then how is it possible for him to show his universal form and again to show the four-handed Narayana form? So it is very clearly stated in Bhagavad Gita that the one who thinks that Krishna is an ordinary person and who misguides the reader by claiming that it is the impersonal Brahman within Krishna speaking is doing the greatest injustice. Krishna has actually shown his universal form and his four-handed Vishnu form. So how can he be an ordinary human being? A pure devotee is not confused by misguiding commentaries on Bhagavad Gita because he knows what it is what. The original verses of Bhagavad Gita are as clear as the sun. They do not require lamplight from foolish commentators. Right? Sometimes people say that, oh, this Krishna is different than what he has spoken. All that kind of word jugglery they do. And it is true. There's one commentator, he was a freedom fighter. His conclusion he wrote the entire commentary of Bhagavad Gita, and his conclusion was, we should fight for the country. But that is not what Bhagavad Gita talks about. Bhagavad Gita really talks about is how you should get attracted to Krishna. What is Bhakti Yoga? But based on your consciousness, that is what you will write. That's why I'm saying they do not require lamplight from foolish commentators.
Okay, the next verse. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. See what came. Su Durdarshanam. Darshan means to see. Durdarshanam means rarely to be seen. And Sudarshanam means very rarely to be seen. That is the form that Arjuna is getting to see. Sudurdarshanam idam rupam drishtvanasi yanmama devapyasya rupasya nityam darshana kangshina. Kangshina, he was desiring to see that form. And it is not easy to get that form. That we'll see in the 55th chapter. Long back when I was a child, I think not child, I think I was in my 20s, I think 15, 16 years back. There was a series that used to come. It was in India. It used to say Pachvi fail, Pachvi pass, something like that with Shah Rukh Khan. Some of you might know. So because I was from Mumbai, I had some connection in my college where I was working. I was studying. There was one lady who had some connection with Shah Rukh Khan, and she got some tickets for us to see that serial in person. You have know that people who clap and say, "Yay," like that. I was that foolish who went there that time because I thought I'll see Shah Rukh Khan. So not just me, I got the tickets for my entire family, and they were also thankful to me. Arey, you got me the darshan of Shah Rukh Khan, like that. So we all went there. We reached 7 a.m. We were supposed to reach 7 a.m. That guy was supposed to come 1 p.m. So 6 hours we were supposed to sit just to get that Sudarshanam of that Shah Rukh Khan. So now when I was reading this today, I was realizing that just to get that darshan of that is insignificant in front of, to all the ISRK lovers. Sorry, but is insignificant in compared to Krishna himself, right? But just to see him also, I had to get up early in the morning, and reach there at that. It was like in Andheri, that was like film studio and all. I had to reach there 7 a.m. sharp because then the gates will be closed. And in 6 hours, you have to just sit, right? Just to get that glimpse. And then he will come, he will say hi, then you'll say, hey, Shah Rukh Khan, like that. Now when I think, I was such a foolish guy. If I would have done the same amount of chanting for Krishna, I would have maybe got the darshan of Krishna. But imagine if you want to see Krishna, who is the, the supreme personality of Godhead, then kitne papad belne padenge, right? Much more. So that's what the 51st verse is saying. That's why he's saying, Su Durdarshanam. It's very, very rare to see that form. Right? So that's what this verse is saying. 51st verse will talk about that what pious activities or what you have to do to get that form of the Lord. Not SRK. It will go away. That guy also die. You will also die after some time. Right? But if we get darshan of Krishna, the life can be transformed. And one way is to take darshan. There are 4 ways actually one can take darshan of Krishna. You can remember as a TIME, time. First is temple. You can see Krishna every day when you visit temple. Srimad Bhagavatam explained that Krishna comes in the form of deity in this Kali Yuga as his mercy. Second is Paramatma, in each and every living individual. You can see Krishna. So in every individual. Third is in the material world. When you see Krishna, when you see anything in this material world, you can remember Krishna. Krishna says that in Bhagavad Gita. When you drink water, you remember Krishna as a taste of water. When you see sun and moon, you can see Krishna as the eyes of Krishna. You can remember Krishna like that in every material world. In every event of this world, you can see Krishna. Basically, you can see Krishna as a hand of Krishna in everything that is happening in this world. And if you are really devotee of Krishna, you can see that, okay, whatever is happening in this world is because of Krishna's presence. So everything that is happening in this world. So TIME, temple, individual, material world, and everything that is happening in this world. You can see Krishna's hand. So like that, you can see Krishna. And in other way, one can see one can spend time in reading Shastras. Then one can actually see Krishna. One can spend some time in reading Shastras. Just 10-15 minutes if we can spend time in reading Shastras. Okay, we'll go ahead. Who is reading 52nd verse? We'll just read the first paragraph. It is important.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, this form of mine you are now seeing is very difficult to behold. Even the demigods are ever seeking the opportunity to see this form, which is so dear.
Yeah, 1 minute, I'll just read. So here you can see, one may be able to see. You're able to see what I am saying. One may be able to see the universal form of Krishna by adding little tinge of devotional service to various activities like penances. So same thing, what was discussed previously, he's saying you cannot get a penances by Vedic study, but you have added a little bit of bhakti in it, then all this becomes qualified. You become qualified with doing all this. Penances, Vedic study, and philosophy speculation. It may be possible, but without a tinge of bhakti, one cannot see. That has already been explained. Still, beyond the universal form, the form of Krishna with two hands is still more difficult to see, even for devotee demigods like Brahma and Lakshmi. And then it explains. Then when Devaki gave birth to Krishna, when Krishna appeared, that time Brahmaji, Lord Shiva, everyone, all the demigods came to take darshan of Krishna. It's very rare. And then the next paragraph says in Bhagavad Gita 9.11. Can you see next paragraph? It says, it is also confirmed. Avajananti mamudha manushim tanvashatam. Foolish people think that I have come as a uniform, I am an ordinary person. These people who are thinking like that, they are avajananti mamudha. Mudha means foolish people, they are buddhu. Mamudha. He is not visible to the foolish person who deride him. Krishna's body is confirmed by Brahma Samhita. Brahma Samhita is which verse? Premanjana Churita Bhakti Lochanena. And confirmed by Krishna himself in Bhagavad Gita, is completely spiritual and full of bliss and eternality. His body is never like a material body. This is very, very important. I'm skipping it because I want to reach to 55th verse. We'll go to the next verse. So this verse is again saying that it's very rare to achieve that darshan, what Arjuna is getting to see. Okay, we'll go to the next verse. Naham vedena tapasa na danena na chejya shakya evam vido drashtum drishtavan asi mam yatha. Okay, who wants to read? We'll just read the translation. Who is next? Arun bhai. Arun sir. Yeah, you read. The form you are seeing.
Example and life cannot be understood simply by studying the Vedas, nor by undergoing serious penances, nor by charity, nor by worship. It is not by these means that one can see me as I am.
Right? So one has to put a tinge of bhakti that we will see in the next 55th verse. What does that means? Bhaktyatnanya shakya bhaktyatnanya shakya aham evam vidorjuna yatum drashtum cha tatvena pravishtum cha parantapa. Who is parantapa? Arjuna. He sent to Arjuna this, right? Who wants to read the translation? 54th verse. Go ahead.
My dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am, standing before you and can thus be seen directly. Only in this way can you enter into the mysteries of my understanding.
This is an important verse. If you have time, please read this entire section, especially 54th and 55th purport. These two are very nice purports. It explains the entire essence of Bhagavad Gita. Okay. We'll skip it because of the lack of time. In the 54th, there is a very important section. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth last paragraph. Brahma Samhita 5.1 says. Can people see? If you want, you can share. Yeah. This is an important verse, 5.1. This was the verse that Brahmaji spoke as soon as he came out of that lotus. And then he was trying to understand what am I supposed to do. And then he hears two letters, ta, pa. And then he does tapa. And then first thing that he says after that entire tapa is this verse, 5.1. Brahmaji is saying, Ishvara Parama. There are a lot of Ishvaras. Ishvara means controller. I always say this, right? Husband thinks he's the controller, wife thinks she's the controller, but who is the controller? The kids, right? So Ishvara means controller. So there are many, many controllers. We are all controlling our own ways. But Parama, who is the Parama controller? Krishna. Ishvara Parama Krishna. And his body is Satchidananda Vigraha. Is not Asat, Achid, Nirananda. No. It's full of Sat, full of Chit, and full of Ananda, full of bliss. Satchidananda Vigraha, Anadir Adir Govinda. He is neither the beginning nor the end. He is eternal. Who is he? Govinda. Anadir Adir Govinda, Sarva Karna Kala. He is the cause of all causes. He is the ultimate cause. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is Krishna, who is a body of eternity, knowledge, and bliss. He has no beginning, for he is the beginning of everything. He is the cause of all causes. This is what Brahmaji says. Brahmaji's entire body is made of knowledge, intelligence. That's what Brahmaji is made of. Like how we are made of the 5 gross things, right? Earth, water, fire, air, ether, like that. Brahmaji's body is completely made of intelligence and mind. So he's saying this. The most intelligent person is saying this. Satchidananda Vigraha, Krishna's form. Okay, so now Krishna is going to say, so in the 54th verse, he's saying that you should perform bhakti. Now Krishna is saying how you should perform bhakti, because this question will come. Bol to diya, but how to do it? So now Krishna is saying in this verse, 5 things that Krishna is going to say in this verse that one should do. Mat karma krit mat parmo mat bhakta sangha varjita nirvaira sarva bhuteshu yasa mam eti pandava. So last line says yasa mam. All these things you have to do, mam, towards me, O Pandava. Krishna is helping Arjuna to understand what he can do in order to achieve the topmost position, Bhakti Yoga. So here we have seen there will be 5 things that Krishna is telling to Arjuna. Mat karma krit. Whatever you're doing, do it as an offering to me. Mat parmo. Worship me. That I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Understand. Develop this faith in you. Mat bhakta. Mat bhakta is again, worship me. So this is, have faith that I am Supreme Personality of Godhead. With that faith, worship me. Bhakta. Become my devotee. Sangha varjita. Don't take sangha of people who are not devotees. Nirvaira sarva bhuteshu. Yasa mameti pandava. So we'll see this. This is the 5th one. Nirvaira sarva bhuteshu. And finally, Nirvaira sarva bhuteshu means don't have hatred or envy towards any living entity. Because when we have hatred towards one living entity also, it will lead to hatred towards other living entities also. For example, Hiranyakashipu had hatred towards who? Vishnu. But that hatred towards Vishnu led to hatred towards Prahlad Maharaj. Right? So, and that lead to destruction. So, if you have hatred or envy towards one personality, it will slowly it will lead to other people also. So that's why he's saying, Nirvara Sarva Bhuteshu, all the living entities, one should not have hatred or envy. We'll see that now. Translation. Who wants to read? Someone can read the translation. Yeah, go ahead, Prabhu.
My dear Arjuna, he who engages in my pure devotional service, he from the contaminations of physical activities and mental speculation. He who works for me, who makes me the supreme goal of his life, and who is friendly to every living being, he certainly comes.
Right. So we'll quickly discuss. It's already 8:30. What we can do is next week we can discuss this verse a little bit more in detail, and then we can read the 12th chapter. We can start with 12th chapter. I'll just quickly discuss every term, and then we can stop. Mat karma krit. Anything that you're doing, you should do it as an offering to Krishna. Basically, when you're working in the office, you can think that how can I use the Lakshmi in Krishna's service? If you have time, you can grow Tulsi plant and then serve Tulsi. Whatever you are eating, you can offer it first to Krishna and then eat. So like that, basically you can try to mold your life. Whatever you're doing, how can I bring Krishna or Vaishnavas in the picture? Basically offering 4 things that we should stop. What are the 4 things that we discuss always? A, B, C, D. What you can do basically. Association, reading books, Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. C is chanting the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Rama. And D, having proper diet. What is the proper diet? No meat eating, no intoxication, then no tea, coffee, no onion, garlic, if possible. When if possible, and that's how you get initiated then. But Because onion and garlic have mode of passion and mode of ignorance. It has by innate, it has these things. So when you eat this, it's very hard to practice spirituality. So meat also have that, more into tamas. So yeah. So whatever you're doing, you should do it as offering to Krishna. If you have some money, you can build some temple for Krishna, or you can build a house for Krishna, having deities of Krishna, and then you can worship. And you can just pray to Krishna that this house is actually for you. And I'm just a servant of yours, and I'm just trying to serve you. Right? All this is mentioned, we'll discuss next time. Then making Krishna the ultimate goal. Our goal right now is money is honey. That is our ultimate goal. But slowly making Krishna as the ultimate goal. Whatever I'm doing, Krishna, I'm doing it for you. Developing that faith. How we can develop that faith is by taking association of Vaishnavas. Actually, just by taking association of Vaishnavas, our life can be transformed. It has a lot of potency, taking association of Vaishnavas. Narad Muni, just people taking shelter of Narad Muni, their heart transformed. Mrigari the hunter, there are so many examples. Because of we don't have time, so we'll not go into it. Mad Bhakta, we'll discuss that. Sangha Varjita. You try to avoid association of those people who take our consciousness down, basically, who doesn't allow us to take shelter of Krishna. Basically, there will be people always who will say, come to in the night, on Friday night, we'll go to this, we'll go to the bar, we'll drink. And then next day morning, we'll be doing puking here and there. Correct? That's what happened with me. When I came to USA, people used to always, my friends used to tell, come to bar, we used to find the best bar in the San Francisco. And next day, what I saw is, at time they are all happy. Yeah, so nice. Yeah, wow, dancing and all. And next day, their head is aching. They're puking left and right. And then I realized that, is this what is happiness? Right? And then I realized that if I keep associating with these people, I'll not be able to raise my consciousness. I always feel that, this is what it is. So we should try to avoid those kind of association, which takes our consciousness down. But when we take association of Vaishnavas, it raises our consciousness. And Nirvaira Sarvabhuteshu we discussed. Next time I'll discuss in detail. We should try to not have hatred or envy towards any living entity. Krishna, definitely not. But also towards any living entity, because that will bring our consciousness down, because that will burn us inside. When we are burning inside, then while we are chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, we will be thinking about, oh, bande ne aise ki. That guy did like this with me. We will not be able to focus in our chanting. So, and the best way in Kali Yuga to take shelter of Krishna is by chanting the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. That is the Yuga Dharma for Kali Yuga. For different yugas, there are different dharma. And for Kali Yuga, the dharma is chanting of the holy names. So we should try to, many of you have beads with you every day, at least one round. And if you're really adventurous, then 16 rounds. You should try to chant the holy names of the Lord. And whatever you eat, you should offer it to Krishna and then eat. That is the bare minimum, because then the food that you're eating becomes spiritualized. And if you don't eat that food and you eat without offering, then that's, Krishna says in 3rd chapter, it's full of sins. It's full of sins because you have killed something and then eaten. So that's why we'll stop here. It's 8:35. So while having prasadam, we can discuss. So now we will have prasadam, and if any questions or there any discussion, we can have during the prasadam. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Hari Bol.